Alright, how's it going everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac and I'm here with a video on just me talking on Minecraft. Have another topic for you guys to just think about. I've been thinking about this for a little bit. It's not as heavy as some of the other topics I've been talking about, so you don't have to worry about that if you don't want existential depression. But what I'm going to be talking about is animation and just good animation and bad animation. And bad isn't like, it's subjective, right? Or well, I guess it wouldn't be subjective because there are rules and guidelines to follow with animation. Like the same way bad driving and good driving does exist. Even though a fast driver to you may seem like a bad driver, they do have skill in their driving compared to a good driver or quote unquote good driver who conforms to the rules of the road, right? But bad animation and good animation is its own thing. You have shows that have been boosted to monumental levels, right, of success with good animation. I mean, mostly like anime, but this does apply to cartoons as well, and just normal animation, where you have adult animation where it's pretty stagnant. You have the characters talking. In downtime, you see them staring at each other. They blink, but that's really it. They have no movement whatsoever if they're not talking. And overall, adult animation doesn't take much, unless if it's very specific cases. Like Archer looks like a good show. Like the animation looks good, but it's just like in any adult show where it has that downtime where characters are looking at each other and they don't do anything. But animation in anime, this is what I did want to talk about because let's start with bad animation. All right? Let's start with bad animation and see how we can go from there. So there's been multiple instances of animation where it's been considered bad by the community, and some more recent examples are like Seven Deadly Sins and Boruto, when Boruto in its filler anime canon has some bad quote unquote animation because it just doesn't look as solid or as good compared to the peaks of the show. Like Boruto in its manga canon, I'm not gonna mention any of the arcs, looks beautiful, looks fire. The choreography with the hand-to-hand combat and just overall the fighting is so good, genuinely so good. Because it's Naruto. Naruto has always had that from the beginning of or OG Naruto to Boruto. It's always had that. But then you go to Boruto where the animation is on full display with already its story being criticized and the fact that it's a long-running show, but the anime canon and it overtakes the manga canon. So it's like, dang, you're already going to be heavily criticized because of that. So that bad quote unquote animation is, well, not bad quote unquote. It's quote unquote bad animation is on full display. And I won't lie, the anime canon and the filler animation could be rough. I'm not even gonna lie, but I just put that up to animators being rushed. Well, I'm gonna put that up for each of these, right? Animators are rushed. It's a hard industry, right? So I'm never gonna be like, oh, what are these animators doing? Why, how can they not draw? Dog, I can't draw. Like I'm in no pedestal, no place to criticize these people, right? So I'm not gonna take that road. But Boruto's animation is on display like that. You have Seven Deadly Sins as well, where it was great animation, like beautiful, amazing animation. It was so fire. Like it was just normal, but when it was fighting and it was just on full display, it was godly. It was so good. Season 1 and 2 peak because that and the animation did its job and the story was the story worth telling. Season 3 and 4, arguably a better story than season 1 and 2. The animation didn't hold up though because a different studio picked it up. So you have season 3, an infamous scene with spoilers by the way, Meliodas versus Escanor, that was completely ruined, which was such like a hype moment for people to see. They wanted to see it, but it was ruined because of quote unquote bad animation. And this, I will say, it is pretty bad. But again, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what are the animators doing? They don't know what they're doing. No, it was bad, but so what? Like it ruined the moment, but I still enjoyed the story behind it. And for me, it's just taking it with a grain of salt. You just gotta learn that bad animation will exist. Not every anime is a 10 out of 10 with the animation department. Every studio is different, and there's always preferences. For me, when bad animation's there, it's just like, alright, is the story worth telling? If it's not, then it's just not my show. Like I'm not preferential to it, right? Like Day in the Life season 4, I did not like it. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the animation. I was just bored straight through, and I gave it a 5. You know, because it's not my type of thing. Like the animation wasn't my style, and the story this season was just meh to me. So I moved on, right? But then you have good animation. Great examples of good animation. Movies usually have good animation depending on what studio is working on them. The Dragon Ball movies always have good animation in their movies, unless if it's like a 3D animated scene, which in case can be rough. Like Battle of Gods had 3D animated scenes and those weren't too good. But then you go like 10 years later, 9 years later, with Superhero, where the entire movie is 3D animated. It is beautiful looking, genuinely amazing. You have Film Red for One Piece, where it's literally just peak art all the time. But you have Super Broly, right? Oh my goodness, that movie looks amazing. Holy, and I'm only mentioning Dragon Ball and like just Toei properties, but oh my goodness, I cannot explain how good Super Broly looks even till this day. Like it's 29. Yo, why is this game so loud? Oh my goodness, hold on. There you go. All right, hopefully that's better. But I I can't explain to you guys how good Super Broly was when it came out, and even till this day. Like not even like in terms of story, just in the way that it looks. It is so beautiful, genuinely so beautiful, and it's like 4 years old. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. I love it so much. But you also have like shows like Demon Slayer, where the animation, especially season two, season one had great animation. It was good. It was a long one. It was 23 or 26 episodes, I think. You go to season two with, or not season two, the movie with Mugen Train, and it was great. It was generally great. Awesome animation. And it's Mugen Train. It's well, not Mugen Train, but it increased in its production. And then you have season two of Demon Slayer. Genuinely an unreal experience. It goes to show that as long as it looks good, the story can take a back seat and just ride, bro. Oh my goodness, season two of Demon Slayer was genuinely one of the best experiences I've ever had with a show, just because of how good it looked. My mind was melting every time I saw a fight on screen, like in during the second half of season two. It was genuinely insane to behold. I don't know how much money it took to make that. I don't know how many people it took, how many times you had to outsource the people. I don't know what happened, but oh my goodness, please do it again, times four. And I hope you're not overworking your workers because God, man, oh my goodness, what happened? What did it take to make this? I hope it didn't take multiple people doing overtime to make this work because this is too good to be true. Genuinely, it was too good. Good animation has you questioning if this is even real. Great animation, like the cutlet above normal animation, really has you sitting there befuddled, jaw agape, just straight slack jaw, bro. You don't know what's happening, and that's what makes it so good. Like great animation will always be appreciated, and bad quote unquote bad animation will always be chastised. And that's just the way it is. It sucks because people don't see that the man hours behind the what happens in both sides. Like with Dragon Ball Super and Tournament of Power, when people start learning about Naoto Shishida and all that, like people are learning about the animators and all the roles behind the anime that they watch, like all the people behind it now, like in like the past 5 years because of the movement on Twitter and just overall in general to make people aware of that because there are human beings who do this. It's just like any other workforce, like let's say a hospital, except in varying levels of severity, where you don't see the people behind it. There are people there who are working tirelessly to save lives, and you may never know their name, ever. You may go into a hospital, you see the doctor, like, oh shoot, thank you, and then leave. So it's just like with animation, it's a similar thing where you don't see the person behind the product, and it sucks. It sucks. Again, I'm not comparing anime to hospitals. I'm just like it's similar instances, right? Similar situations, not overall same like workforces. Don't kill me, please. But it's just it sucks, right? And I try my best to learn about this, but at the same time, I'm human. I'm looking at the show because of the property, the IP, but seeing the people behind it, learning about them is always cool. I'm always gonna try to be empathetic towards the people in their situations if it's a bad product. If it's a great product, I will praise it to the end of my days, no matter what it is, you know? Like that's all it is. That's all it is to me. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Let me know down below in the comments like how you feel about the good animation versus bad animation side. Like, do you feel like you have to be harsh on bad animation? What is bad animation to you? Would the pain scene in Naruto when he's fighting the fox mode in Naruto Shippuden, would that constitute as bad animation to you? To me, it doesn't. I think it's fire, but let's hear what you guys have to say. And yeah, this has been Infamous Isaac, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.